Okay, now let's see this question. In a room there are only two types of people, namely type 1 and type 2. Type 1 people always tell truth and type 2 people always lie. You uh, you give a fair coin to a person in that room and you don't know which type of person he or she is, okay, and then you are going him to tell to toss it and then hide the result from you till you ask for it. So basically you're just telling him to toss the coin, and after that at the end of the thing he is just saying you this statement: the result of the toss is head if and only if I am telling the truth. But you don't know whether the person is of type 1 or type 2, so you don't know whether the person is telling the truth or not. Only from this statement, without knowing that what type of that person is, how what can you deduce about the result or the type of the person? Can you especially uh, the result, they are focused on result, that what can you deduce about the result? Okay, so let's break down the statement which that person is saying, whether it is of type 1 or type 2. At this point of time you don't care, but the statement is basically this, that the result of the toss is head if and only if I am telling the truth. It is head if and only if I am telling the truth. Okay, so this statement is essentially same as writing two implications, that it is head, then it should be truth, and at the same time if there is truth then it should be head. So both of these things should happen. Okay, okay, so we'll check one by one which one of the following options is correct. Okay, we'll start with the first one. The result is head. Okay, so if we say that the result is head, which means that we are saying that okay, this thing is true and this thing is true. Okay, after that we'll take two cases, whether that person is of type 1 or type 2. And in both cases we will see that whether this statement should be as per the type of the person or not. So when the type of the person is type 1, then it should turn out that this entire thing statement should be coming out to be true. And if the person is of type 2, then he is type 2, he lies, so his statement, this statement whatever is given should be wrong, which means that this thing should not happen. Let's see. So first case, let's say it is type 1. If it is type 1, then it is telling the truth. If it is telling the truth, then what can you say? Then you can say that the person is telling truth, then the statement should become true. Is it happening here? See, so this thing is becoming true, this thing is becoming true, so this entire thing is becoming true, true implication true, this also becoming true, true implication true, and true, so therefore this entire statement becomes true. So the person is of type 1, and the statement is becoming true, so definitely it is following as per the rules. Now we will take the second case. So if the person is of type 2, then this statement should be false. Let's see whether that is happening or not. Okay, so still see, we are just now talking about the type 2 person. Still the condition of the result is still head. Okay, one part type, for one type of person we have checked, we have to check now for the second type of person. So let's say now the type 2 means the person is lying, so person is not speaking the truth. So truth, no, definitely not truth, so definitely truth is wrong, so it is false, this thing is false, this thing is false. And now we'll see that whether these statements, these implications, what they are doing. Okay, so if true implication false happens, then the entire thing becomes false, you might be knowing. And I don't care if for the first one is true or false, if the second one after implication is true, then that thing is true, and if this thing is one false and this thing is false, and so both are not true, one thing is false and one thing is true, so the entire this thing equivalency will be violated, so it will be false. because it can be true only when from both sides it is true, but from one side it is true, one side it is false. So this entire equivalence will be violated, and that's why it will be false. Now it is false. What type of person we chose? We chose type 2 person, and he is speaking false, which should be, he is a liar, right? The type 2 person is a liar, and that's why he is saying a lie, and that is correct. That is correct. That is, there is no violation. So in that case, what we are saying, that if the head is true, then it turns out that the statement remains valid whether it is type 1 or type 2. So in that case, I can say that the result is head. That is the thing, and that is always happening. That is always happening. So if the result is head, then what can we say? The result is always head. So it is, result is tail. It is wrong. And whatever happens, the result is tail can never happen. So now you can clearly see that BCD, nothing can happen. The equivalency is coming, the truth statement true, and the entire setup is only done when everything, whatever happens, the only thing is that result, whatever result came, that is head. Then only this thing is holding true. That's why the correct answer is A.